I was going to follow the map from the dungeon. I left the base following the map as closely as I could. The drawing indicates that there is a hidden door behind a large stone slab in the middle of the room. There is no indication as to what lies beyond the door, but it might prove useful if you find yourself trapped again.
I am a panda who knows Kung Fu.
I am a panda who knows Kung Fu. Kung Fu Panda trained me. You are a tiny bear who can jump great distances. You are capable of using your hands, feet, or tail to fight. However, you prefer to use your teeth as they are most effective against most opponents. One day at the end of training we fought like always, but this time you was able to defeat the master. You have defeated the master. Congratulations. I know you hate me, but I'm doing this for the good of us all. Your training is complete. The Kung Fu Panda told me to be careful on my journey. The Kung Fu Panda trains me how to fight with tigers. Also, I need some weapons. Tiger appears suddenly in front of you. He looks down at you with his yellow eyes and snarls. Tiger seems ready to strike. His mouth is open wide, and drool is dripping from the bottom of his jaw. He holds a large knife in his right paw and a wooden club in his left. I plunge my dagger into the tiger's chest. It lets out a surprised cry and falls dead. You take a quick glance around for the other tigers, but they seem too ready to fight with you. I got home, sheared a lot of wool. I decided to work on more of the polar bear statue. It's crazy that your channel grew fast. I've already spent enough time down here. I put away the tools, pick up your shovel. I spend the next hour building 4 sturdy legs for the statue. Using your hammer and chisel to create the wooden blocks for the legs. While I am working, I notice a familiar figure standing off to the side of the room, watching me. I need to be careful, other animals will attack me. I thank the Spiderman for telling you about the traps. And tell him to wait here until you've finished fixing the statue. He agrees, and watches over the entrance while you work. When you finish the legs, you look at the torso. I grab your hammer and start chipping away at the block. I chip away at the block slowly, carefully removing pieces from the middle before adding new ones to fill the gaps. The process takes a long time, but eventually I manage to remove all the pieces of wood and replace them with new ones. I finished 4 legs. So far I then crafted the recipe Master Gray gave me. It was iron and gold quartz snowballs. I tested them out on some skeletons. I left the base to gather more materials. I am in the forest village of Rufus. I was able to slay all the wolves, still though the villagers were shook. They cried out as one, "The wolves are dead!" And then, before anyone could stop them, they rushed toward you with tears streaming down their faces. "We thought we'd lost you," said the old woman who had been tending her husband. "2 wolves keep to attack me. I fight back against the 2 ravenous beasts, but they seem stronger than ever before. Their teeth snap at your face." The villagers were shook and told me a monster from the mountain attacked us. I traveled to the mountain to see what monsters inhabited. The mountain was dark and foreboding. A menacing fog rolled over the top like a living thing, forming huge rolling clouds of mist that obscured the summit from view.
What are you doing in my mountain? I am a servant to the beast. That's why I must kill you.
The Spider-Man helped me to fight with the monster. It sounds like I and the monster fought and the monster lost. It's only fair that the Spider-Man and you should also fight and the monster should lose. I told the Spider-Man another snow monster sleep in the small island. You saw an enormous creature, half man, half sheep, which was sleeping across the island, where it would surely be destroyed. It wasn't your problem, but you couldn't just let it go after you had come this far. The Spider-Man decided to fight with snow monster by himself. Yes, but he could use his webbing to trap it while he was fighting it. He throw his web at the snow monster and catch it in midair. Then quickly pull yourself up into the branches. Snow monster strikes back to Spider-Man. It's trying to get away from Spider-Man. Spider-Man release it from its bonds. Spider-Man fire a web line at a nearby log so that Spider-Man can climb it. The snow monster lunges towards Spider-Man, but suddenly stops when it hits the web line Spider-Man have created between Spider-Man and the trunco. Snow monster strikes back to Spider-Man with huge snowball that's not going to work on him since he is protected by his spider suit. Spider-Man web line catches the snowball before it can reach Spider-Man, then drags it back towards the snow monster. Spider-Man stuck by big ice ball. He'll need to stick around long enough for softening the big trouble. Snow monsters are creatures from the icy north. They live deep in the woods, gathering in large numbers during the winter months. Huge snow monster keeps to attack with his ice energy. You see that it has frozen part of the forest into an impassable sheet of ice, trapping Spider-Man. The other heroes will have to break through this barrier to help him. Snowmen are humanoids from the icy north. Panda friend needed a place to sleep, so I built another room in my base. I'll give him a sweet room on the second floor. You build a new bedroom for the panda here and decorate it with bamboo furniture and rugs made of fur. It was time to search for some diamond. I also put one bed and chest in this room. I close the door on the bedroom and leave the panda alone. The Spider-Man stands behind you, blocking the doorway to the east. There is nothing left to do here, so I talked to Spider-Man. It was time to search for some diamond. I gotta upgrade my equipment, especially my armor. I also continue to expand our base. I have already expanded your base 3 times. You go south. You hear sounds of a huge monster as you enter the forest. The woods are dark and gloomy, illuminated only by moonlight filtering through the canopy of trees above. I gotta upgrade my equipment, especially my armor and shoes. Now I can fight with any monsters. Spider-Man also give me some new equipment as gift. The blue suit is still too tight, but the pants are loose enough to fit comfortably now. I need some diamond mine for new clothes. I also make more space for the sheep. Spider-Man helped me build part of the bear statue. Thank you very much, he says, with a small smile on his face. Then, 2 huge flying monsters attacked my giant bear statue. One of them, a large winged dragon, takes flight right over top of the bear. The bear looks like it's about to fall apart, but somehow, it holds together. It flaps its great wings once, then flies up and away. One of them, constantly spraying green venom, the Spider-Man continues to attack them with a spider web. One of them was caught on the ground by the spider web. But the venom is too strong. I can't get close to help Spider-Man. Finally, 2 huge monsters were shot down by Spider-Man. Green venom all over the grass. I said we're not ready to fight something like that. Spider-Man laughed. In my house, skeletons and zombies attacked my flock. I ran back home quickly. I'm gonna tear up these nasty monsters. The skeleton army advances slowly, but surely. They look hungry and eager to get inside, but I am determined to stop them. I swing my sword hard against one of the undead creatures and knock it flying into the air. Spider-Man helped me out with these monsters. The Spider-Man also told me that monsters are still attacking other villages. I need to quickly feel the next village and help the villagers there escape from danger. Two green poisonous dragons are still hovering over the village, ready to attack the villagers. We did some more mining finding diamond. I put down my crafting bench and made some diamond boots. Spider-Man also gave me a pair of diamond shoes to support my actions. Spider-Man still uses the old method to attack the green flying dragon. The venom of the green flying dragon makes the windmills and houses constantly on fire. I can only help other villagers avoid the fire. Spider-Man was also poisoned by the green venom, and his vision gradually became blurred, but the battle was still going on. One green poisonous dragon was wiped out by Spider-Man, and the other poisonous dragon was still stubbornly resisting. Spider-Man tried to clear the poisoned eyes with clear water, which obviously worked, and Spider-Man immediately hid in the water, and the green poisonous dragon was also wiped out by Spider-Man. We noticed a chest surrounded by snow. Inside was the Frostwalker enchantment and a map. After that we made the long journey home. Spider-Man instructs me on how to quickly complete my dire bear statue. I've now completed the legs and half of the body. It's finally really taking shape. Good job, he says with a grin. You're a natural at this. He gives you a pat on the shoulder and thanks you for helping him. I thank him back, then bid him farewell. After that I was hungry for some salmon. I went back to the cave to grab more materials, made a small dock for myself and any other animals that wanted to fish. This is my best bet now unless I want to go back upstream where you came from. But this time, I am going to have to get past that rock first. The water was still rising when I left, so I quickly returned to the cave. I'm ready to go mining. I found quite a bit of lapis. What exactly are lapis? I've never seen them before. They're pretty big rocks, which are presumably valuable. First I gather a few pieces of lapis lazuli. I heard a deep groan of a monster. I decided I would deal with it as soon as I was better equipped. I then found some more diamonds and decided it was time to make diamond swords. You decide you should probably try to improve your sword skills first. The diamond blades are sharp, but they don't seem strong enough to hold up against any real resistance. Spider-Man helped me make a brand new diamond sword and I love it. I spent the rest of the day relaxing outside, but I had this nagging feeling once again that I was being watched little. I know it was another wolf. I found some turtles by the ocean. I ran over and saw more turtles. Old Turtle tells me his family was attacked by alligators. I'm going home to grab my weapon and help the old turtle. However, a group of black giant wolves attacked my flock. I was very angry, and then I tried to bite the black giant wolf. After a difficult fight, I slayed the big wolf. Oh, that was a tough one. A group of monsters gathered in the jungle. After a while, you hear a rustling noise coming from behind a nearby hill. A pack of monsters is moving through the tall grass towards you. They're about 50 yards away. That gives you plenty of time to prepare. 5 monsters keep to fight with you. But at least you've got a lot of weapons. I draw my sword and shield. The monsters are closer now, and their slow pace is allowing me to swing my sword more freely. I invited Old Turtle and his family buddies to join our base, and they all quickly accepted. I got to work on the huge bear statue again. After a lot of hard work, it's almost done. I finally finished carving the huge block of stone into a rough likeness of a bear. I examine my handiwork. The great bear statue is finished. It looks perfect, except for the fact that I am nowhere near as strong or skilled a sculptor as the previous carver. I built a large room for all the turtles to live in. I also outfitted it with a small pool if they ever want to go for a dip indoors. Crocodiles are not native to this region. Where did these things come from? Many crocodiles have taken over the old turtles' home. They keep killing turtles. Crocodiles can also disrupt the lives of other creatures. You have never seen a crocodile in real life. They are intelligent enough and plan for their future, then they should be smart enough to kill any enemy. The crocodiles are still killing the returnees to expand their territory. The returnees can only keep dodging. Spider-Girl is very concerned about the living conditions of returnees. She saw a sea turtle being attacked by a crocodile, and Spider-Girl panicked. I kept swimming across the river trying to save the injured turtle. This is a difficult situation. The first thing I notice about this injured turtle is its terrible wounds. It has lost much blood. I am a tiny bear, and I have no hope of sneaking up on an enormous crocodile. Not unless you're very good at it. The crocodile is facing northeast. It has noticed you and turns around slowly to face you. Suddenly, the crocodile ran far away. I don't know who to attack first. I can't fight the crocodile in deep water. If I want to kill this crocodile, I need to wait until he comes out of the water and make sure that there's nothing else lurking nearby, like sharks or other large predators, that would be more dangerous than him. I successfully rescued other turtles and successfully solved the crocodile. I swim to a white sandy beach, with palm trees dotting the landscape. The sky is blue and there is no sign of any danger. I stand still for a moment, tell Spider-Woman and Old Turtle something new. I invited Old Turtle and his turtle buddies to join our base, and they all quickly accepted. Old Turtle told me his buddies love my base. All the new animals got acquainted with the base. I decide to expand your base by building a new room and adding new rooms. The room is almost complete. It has a bed, a table, bookshelves, and even a small desk. When I fell trees, I heard strange noises. When I cut down the tree, I hear something that sounds like snarling growls coming from deep within the wood. A moment later, there's a loud thump, followed by another growl and then silence. I am very surprised. The first time I saw such a huge blue minotaur, the creature was so big that it dwarfed you. The monster loomed over you. Its skin was gray-blue, covered in patches of mossy green growths. It looks like a huge blue minotaur in a scuba suit and mask. Might be more than I can handle on your own. The huge blue minotaur caused its combat power to drop. I took this opportunity to successfully defeat it. Now that the battle is over, I climb out of the water and onto the shore, where I take stock of my injuries. I feel an ache in my left leg, which seems to have been injured during the battle with the Minotaur. When I got home, a zombie and a creeper suddenly burst into the cabin. The creeper has its vines wrapped around my neck and is dragging me toward the wall. The zombie's hands are gnashing at me. The creeper exploded and destroyed my base. However, I also found many of the skull blocks. I decided to collect some of the skull blocks for decorations. I have a weird feeling. The skull blocks seem incredibly sturdy. They're solid and heavy. Too heavy for me to move easily. This is probably as far as I'll get. My muscles aren't strong enough to budge those things. Finally, I collected this material. I finally completed my diamond armor set. My new armor seems indestructible, impenetrable, and impervious to damage. It also feels warm to the touch, almost hot. I can hardly believe how much protection it offers, especially considering how light and flexible it is. I decided to continue my search for animals. Surely there's more. Who needs a home, right? There's no doubt about it. I need to find some more creatures to adopt. I step outside onto the deck once again. This time you choose the northwest path, heading northward through the woods until you reach a clearing. I was so surprised. Then piglins started attacking me. I tried to get away from the angry pig with your knife. My knife is still in its scabbard and I don't want to cut myself when trying to stab it. It's too late for that anyway, as Piglin has already knocked me down with a well-placed kick. I invited the piglins to live in my base and they all love their new home. The piglins are very grateful and ask if there is anything else they could do for you. Spider-Man let me continue to expand the base. I begin carefully digging through the frozen ground until I find something underneath. My shovel digs into a large hole that seems to be deep enough that I can barely see the bottom. This must be what's left of an old mine shaft. The beast had destroyed a few days ago. It was worse than I thought it would be. Fires everywhere. House is destroyed. People scared. The villager explained that just over the hill is the black monster camp. If I go at night, there's a chance I can break the villagers free without a fight. I've also heard that there might be other survivors who escaped the attack by hiding in the woods nearby. I walk alone on the grass, go home to prepare better weapons, prepared to save more villagers from the hands of the black monster. Spider-Woman told me to prepare more weapons and armor. I put on all my weapons and armor. I walk past the cages containing the captured villagers, nodding to them as they look up at me. They don't seem to recognize who I am or what I am doing here. Spider-Man and I continued to discuss the rescue plan, and he said that attacking from the north is the best option. Suddenly, the Black Minotaur ran over to check on the villagers. The prisoners look at each other nervously. One of them looks around frantically, trying to spot any escape route. As I walk along the path, I hear faint cries coming from somewhere ahead. The sound is vaguely familiar, like something I heard long ago. I think I might recognize it, but I can't quite place it. I open the cage with a diamond pickaxe. The cage bursts open and I enter the camp. The Black Minotaur seems to have heard something, frantically rushed to the cell side.
Who goes there? Some bloody thieves? I caught those villagers fair and square.
Suddenly, the Black Minotaur attacked me. I can see blood dripping from the Minotaur's mouth as he bites deeply into my shoulder. His teeth puncture through my armored jacket and cut deep into my flesh. I scream in pain. I swing your axe, striking the Minotaur across its chest. I then went over to the cages. I helped the villagers open the cage where the villagers were excited to finally be free. We traveled back to the village, each of the villagers reuniting with their families.